I love that part of the service. Just being still and connecting.
Let's do it again.
Oh, you're a gift, Michael.
Why not, right?
Yes, thank you. So, this month is simplifying, as you heard from our beloved chaplain, Debbie Clay, and she is available after service if you're in need of prayer or to be uplifted. That is her gift. So my talk today is about lighting the load, forgive to live. Woohoo! That's a subject sometimes none of us like to go to. But this month is really about applying that in your life and taking a breath. Charles Fillmore wrote, "Love will bring your own to you, adjust all misunderstandings, and make your life and affairs healthy, happy, harmonious, and free as they should be. Love indeed is the fulfilling of the law." Wow, powerful, huh? Powerful. Just to be free and not have any worries or cares is a beautiful thing. Sometimes life happens when we get torn up into the moment. So my talk today is about forgiveness and how it is essential in receiving all that it has to offer. Yet it can be so difficult to forgive and let go. But why? Why do we make it so difficult? There is a misbelief that forgiving someone for what they've done to us pardons their behavior and or act of ill intent. Forgiveness doesn't pardon their favor, but it does free us from the attachment to their feelings, those feelings that hold us back. Think about it. Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves and we don't realize how that stops us from moving forward, hanging on to the anger or hanging on to something that happened 20 years ago, but we bring it forth in our life. Forgiveness opens the door for us to take an introspective look. The act of forgiveness can be powerful only if we are willing to let go of the past, the person, a situation, family members that may have said something to us, or our own judgment of ourselves. How many of us are hard on ourselves? How many of us continuously go back and say, if only? But you're just bringing that all up and you're reliving it. And we don't realize that when we hang on to the grudges in the past, it affects our health. Sometimes the body starts to give us signs and we don't pay attention to what that sign is because we keep hanging on to that. Oh, if only they hadn't said that, or if only things hadn't happened, or if only finances were better. If only I didn't lose everything because I put it in the wrong stock in the market. How's that working for you? What would you do if you lose everything? You're still you. Nothing's changed. Maybe everything you had has, but you're still you, and you can start over again. But it's hanging on to that regret. It's hanging on to something that happened 20 years ago, happened last week, happened 5 minutes ago. But it's remembering. Sometimes we can't change somebody else's opinion. We can only change ourselves. And when we turn within and we look at ourselves, what am I doing to create this in my life? What am I doing? What is the message here for me to learn? I did that this morning on our way in here to church, and I was talking to Linda. And I said, what I've come to realize because I want to build a church. I see a church, I see my office, I see classrooms and stuff like that. And I said to her, what is it within me that I think I need to leave Perry Street? What is it within me that I think that I can't make it work in this building and build the church here and then go to a new place? And I went, whoop, bingo. I'm a part of the cause and the effect. And I said, I need to turn that around and say that we do have a thriving, loving, incredible community. People that are in the church are there because they love it, and they've been the pillars to keep it going. So I thought, thank you, God, for that lesson. But I've been here, 3 months, 2 months? And I'm just realizing that. So I said, thank you for that message. Thank you for letting me be aware of what's holding me back. So I did a little forgiveness within myself on the journey here this morning to say, okay, I need to be grounded. I need to stay where I am. Surely Jesus was aware of this when he chose to forgive those who persecuted or wronged him. Now think about that. If Jesus can forgive everything that happened on his path when he walked on Mother Earth, what is it within us that we can let go of? What is it within us that we can do? Forgiveness is an act of looking beyond the behavior of another and seeing a child of God. But people have asked me, but Reverend Linda, you don't understand the pain, the hurt that I feel. You have no idea of my story and my life. And my answer is, how's it working for you? And why are you letting this steal your power? Because that's what it does. Think about it. Now, you could be angry at somebody and they're not even aware, but they're having a good time. But you're stuck in maybe something somebody said. So it's letting that go. So I ask you, how long are you going to live in the past and carry those heavy suitcases on your back? How long are you going to keep carrying it? Every time you tell the story, you are reliving the incident and you're harming your health. I learned that the hard way. To forgive does not mean condemning an action or behavior. Instead, it provides the opportunity to release all negative thoughts or all feelings and find the strength to move forward. Set yourself free and live in the present. Live in today, in this moment. Easy, maybe for some. For me, it took a long time carrying this story about who I was. And it wasn't until I walked into a religious science center that my life changed. It was the beginning of learning to stop telling the same old story over and over again. You see, it was a cry for help, which I didn't know at the time. I had a lot of baggage. A lot of baggage. I was in AA. I was living a life of kind of say partying and having a good time, and I was carrying the past of my childhood. And anybody that would listen, man, I'd tell them my story over and over and over again until I learned what was stopping me from growing. And thank God I found this teaching, because unity and religious science is the same. We just say it in a different way, but it's basically the same. In my mind, I thought that if they really knew me, they wouldn't love me. Boy, was I wrong. How we deal with pain, relationships, self-worth, or even positive life experiences are ingrained within us on a deeper level. If we dig deeper and peel away the layers, we'll find that how we forgive and what we are willing to forgive stems from what we saw in our childhood, combined with traits that we developed in adolescence and adulthood. The good news is you can let it all go and you can break the contract. Get clear on your thoughts. Too often we get carried away by the emotions of our story of what happened to us. In essence, we will create a mountain out of a molehill. Think about it. If we are not careful, our emotions can lead us astray and cloud our perception of what is actually the truth. Anytime the situation hits the redial button and we are swept up into the tizzy of our emotions and upset, pay attention to the little me that responds to the situation and what allows us to lose emotional control. Pause and get clear of what really bothers us. Get to the root of the problem. Address the cause and not the effect. Brian Cady says that we must ask ourselves these 4 questions. Is it true? If you answer yes or no, then move to question 3. Can you absolutely know that it's true? Your answer is yes or no. How do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? And what would you be without the thought? Think about it. I took her class and I learned that. And it was part of the beginning of letting go. I went through many, many classes with some incredible giants that I call my spiritual guides. But it's doing the work. It's applying principles in your life that we are taught. It's knowing that we are God's expression. Do you want to be a fantastic God, or do you want to be a complaining God? Do you want to be a happy one, or do you want to be a sad one? It's all up to you. I can only guide you along the way as your spiritual leader. This is a great way to be objectively maintain peace within and gain understanding about yourself. See things from the other person's perception. The only reason you recognize this in another person when a situation happens is because there's something within you that connects to it on all levels. Hating the one who hurt you makes you no better than the one who hurt you. It sucks, but it's true. Unforgiveness keeps you on a lower vibration plane where all pain resides. It robs you of your very existence and prevents the flow of joy, bliss, and ease from entering your life. Nip it in the bud. Don't let it carry you into the future. Each second of life is granted to us and it's very precious. Do not waste your life on things that have already happened and cannot be changed. You cannot take back what has already occurred. All you have is the moment now. How many of us live in the past? How many go back to what could have been or should have been or would have been? We probably all have it. But it's remembering when we go to those places, right where you are and right where you were, God was there right with you. It's just how we interpret it and how we apply it in our lives. You cannot take back what has already occurred. All you have is the moment now. I repeat that. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? Where are you going to be next week, tomorrow, an hour from now, 5 years from now? What are you doing in your life to be happy and joyful? And in this moment, you are given every opportunity to make it right. Tony Robertson says, change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing. Your greatest struggle, it is your greatest gift. Ooh, I don't know, sometimes that gift kind of goes, woo, it's a wake-up call, but it is a gift. The very thing that is most difficult to release is the very thing that will give you your greatest breakthrough. Once forgiven, whatever that big thing is that is so difficult for you to bring peace within is your life assignment. I can assure you that it was not meant to break you, although it may appear to be at the time. You are here to heal the part of yourself so that you can grow and you can elevate to the next level. Oftentimes, your purpose is built around your greatest struggles. And once you do this, your life will expand beyond your imagination, any limitations that could ever be placed on you or by you. It's important for me to forgive myself. If I have acted in a manner that I regret, I forgive myself, learn from my mistakes, and move forward. Let me repeat that. It's important for me and for you to forgive yourself. If you have acted in a manner that I regret, I forgive myself. Learn from the mistakes and move forward. They're our greatest teachings. Things that happen, mistakes we make, it just makes us stronger. Makes us stronger, fight more. So set the intention and affirm, I am in complete control of my thoughts and my mind. Set dwells in oneness. Set the intention and affirm, I think clearly and honor myself to only allow thoughts of life to flow through me. So close your eyes for a moment. Turn within and imagine an open window. See yourself maybe standing outside or just sitting here in the center, in this church. Say a prayer and ask God to bring to your mind all the people, situations, anything that you need to forgive, that needs cleansing. Ask your higher power for forgiveness on any anger or unkind thought you still hold about a person, place, or thing. Now release them and that situation to the Almighty mentally, so that you would better understand them, the situation, and most importantly, better understand yourself. Take 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, and then exhale fully through your mouth. And as you envision the release of them from your being, while turning them and the situation over to the Almighty, Father, Mother God, Jesus, universal life, as you do, you set yourself out of bondage. Amen. And you can do this many times. It brings you peace, knowing that through God, all things are possible. All things are possible when we let go. So remember, love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. I love you, I honor you, I appreciate you all being here. God bless you on your journey in life. Share the wisdom with another soul. It can make a big difference. Be gentle with yourself.